Doc Holliday versus Fox. TVZ. Doc Holliday, we did play a series. That was the first series I played, and I'm a little
Yep.
bit upset. I got seven pull.
He pulled you early. I heard about it.
Doc he just messaged me, said those were bad. Playing those on. You guys will be able to see what he's messaging me right now in chat. That's funny. He actually broke his foot. He fell or something. He told me he was in like a ton of pain. So hope he's feeling better.
Uh-huh.
I think he was hiking or something.
Might have affected his play.
For sure.
So we have a Terran. We have a Terran for the first time today, right?
Terran sighting.
It seems like the latest StarCraft tournaments I've been watching have had a lack of Terran, whether it be current ASL or the CPL. It seems like Terrans are harder to find, especially B team Terrans.
Yeah, I think Magus is the only one who's on our team.
Yeah, the single B team Terran, and everyone says, "Oh, I want. Hey, can we do some PvT practice to him?" And the guy says, "Oh, can we do some TVZ practice?" It's like, oh, yeah, I'll be everyone's practice partner.
Yeah, it's somebody posted a Team Look at forum the other day or something, where they're like, "This is a major problem, everybody. In the ASL, Terrans didn't dominate it. Protosses actually did really well." And I was like, "What's the big deal? Like, Protosses are finally getting a moment of glory from somebody other than Bisu, and that's cool for us. So let us revel in our moment of dominance."
They probably just called you a filthy Protoss scum.
Yeah, a lot of people in the forum were like agreeing with him. Like, I know it's so sad. Like the finals was PvP. I'm like, hey, you guys have like gotten what the last like 4 ASLs. Like, give us a chance.
Well, you have to just I think of it this way. When you look at obviously there was some there was some experimentation with the maps in the highest level of competition this season, but you know part of what they're doing is like adjusting. If they were finding that like standard maps, oh goodness, are we gonna see? We almost saw a drone go down. If we're seeing Protoss get completely dominated at the highest level, then like mixing in some stuff that helps them is like fine, but they may have gone a little overboard with the technically if you look at all the stats, they're not that it's not that bad, but Flash throws off the balance, so it's hard to look at it.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly don't really pay attention to any sort of like. There's these massive 20-page threads about whether the game is balanced or whatever. Doc Holliday saying he's disabled. Yeah, I think he was in like a pretty major cast if I remember. So, but yeah, I honestly think the game is pretty balanced, and I think the balance really is maps. I'm kind of just repeating what you said, but the balance is maps, honestly, at that high level of play.
And it's just they change them up. Next season, it will be quite different. I guarantee it. So, but game wise, as far as we see this, we've got one Rax expand, early engineering bay, and a gas.
Oh, nice SCV block. Only losing one Marine.
Yeah, the SCVs were actually Maynarding down to the natural right when that attack hit. So
that was great timing.
Yeah, natural block with the worker
in the natural. Get
switch. Natural block in the natural. Yep. and so I'll be interested to see what is Academy next. Wait, yep, Academy next.
Sorry, can you speak a little bit closer into the mic? I'm having trouble picking you up.
Okay, yeah, gotcha.
Sure.
I think I'm just talking a little quieter. I said we've got Academy coming up, so one Rax Academy. Engineering Bay is already finished and upgrading +1 attack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, what is Doc doing? He's getting his lair, and he might be just going for some to play. Doc, as far as his play style, he
Well, I
doesn't.
think Lurker, 3-hatch Lurker, because we got the Hydro then coming up the net.
Mm-hmm. He tends to he doesn't play a lot of long games. He tends to make something like a 3-edge lurker, a push, or 2-edge mute, or something like that work.
Mhm.
He doesn't play a lot of long games. He's a high APM, kind of an early mid-game player, which I should have realized when I got 7 pooled, but, that's that. And so I think the longer this game goes on, the better it will be for, I forgot his name, the Blue Terran. Do you know what his name is?
Yeah, our Blue Terran.
I don't remember. That guy. So, yeah.
Here,
I've
I've got it. Fox.
Oh, Fox. Right.
Yeah.
So he's producing a ton of lings here.
Whoa, yeah, that's a lot of Zerglings. So we were thinking maybe we'd have some sort of... Lurker is halfway done, but obviously with this heavy committal on Zerglings, we're gonna see some sort of couple fire bats. We're gonna see a heavy commit, some sort of heavily aggressive play. Maybe he'll wait for a move out and try to run into the main, something like that.
Yeah, I think that's what he's trying to do, and I think Fox knows kind of Doc's playstyle. He's mixed in a couple fire bats, which is a little bit odd. At least this early, just blindly mixing them in. And it looks like this could be really good timing for Doc. Slipping the lings in, will he go straight for the main? So he's just going to go for a frontal attack. There's not a lot here. The forces of Fox are getting pulled back, and he's going to get at least a couple SCVs. Slipping some
Yeah, I'd like
into
to
the main.
see... Yeah, there you go. That's the move that you want. A lot of SCVs going down.
Yeah, this is a really sharp move from Doc.
SCV's getting pulled. Wait, see, there's no... Okay, we have a couple lurkers up. That did a very good job delaying the move out. But we'll have to see what he's able to do. Okay, it looks like he's just gonna go for the aggressive play with the lurkers. He's gonna try to move in and pin these guys back. Maybe these will be hold position.
Yeah, I think he's gonna try to bait him out. Did he get him on hold position? We'll see. It was. Oh, but fired the wrong way.
Oh, not great
What?
spines.
Oh, that was the worst. Man, I feel so bad for Doc right there. He got 0 Marines for those hold position lurkers.
Yeah, it was a bit of a strange position where spines.
Man, my heart goes out to Doc a little bit there. And so he's gonna go for some hold position lurkers on the top of the ramp. I wouldn't be surprised if Fox scanned.
He probably scanned the base. These are probably not hold.
Okay, he scans there, being extra smart, sees the lurkers, and this third will stay up. But it's the Nat that... Okay, now, Doc Holiday, he's just pretty much right now, he's just committing to a ton of lurkers. He's going to try to make something cheesy happen with these lurkers. And he's securing a third as well. And as far as what Fox is doing, he's going into a sort of a science vessel style, and he's getting heavy tank. So he's going for not a heavy committal to SK style. He's going more just tank-focused bio army.
Yeah, like a tank push type. Yeah, because we don't see a second starport at the moment.
Which is
Could see one soon.
a smart play against this what Doc's doing, because at a certain point, this heavy lurkerling style will not be as effective once he gets a decent amount of tanks out. He might go for a drop as well.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. The tanks are very effective against, obviously, even outside of siege mode, they outrange lurkers. So, as long as you can see them. But of course, having the science vessel means that you're not susceptible to any hold position lurkers. So that's why going against any heavy lurker play, I always think vessels are incredibly important.
Okay,
But we're probably gonna have an elevator here into the third base of the Zerg.
yeah, this is gonna be science vessel. Dropship gonna be ferrying the troops over, and there is plenty of space for him to do this.
Ooh, he's gonna be able to just unload everything without being seen.
Yeah, this is rough.
This is gonna be rough. Meanwhile, Doc's just scouting other bases with Zerglings. He may even be looking for a drop at the coming from below.
Marines are coming in here, and they're going to start gunning down the hatchery.
I think he's just going to take out the hatch. Definitely.
Yeah, both these hatches are going to go down. Firebat's in a good position as well. The Hydra Lurker's stimming forward, but the Firebat's doing some really good splash. Although the Spine's doing decent. Gets to the last Lurker, though. That was the last hope. And now the space is going to get shut down. There's some Lings going to trickle in here, but those Marines might get the hatchery. No, it looks like some Lings are going to come in, and they're going to clean up the medics, so that hatchery will survive.
Very low health, but it survives. But we have another bio group coming up, and there's no more lurkers on the ramp, so they might just be able to push down.
Doc needs to get his army over there. He's got a ton of lurkers, and I think he's going to lose his base now. But I think if he pulled the troops over when he saw the first attack, this might have been avoidable. Now he's going to lose a ton of drones and this hatch.
Yep. Yeah, this is going down. And we've got... He actually didn't push out with those tanks. He just sieged them up at his natural. Fox.
And he's got a healthy tank count. He's about...
and he's going to check the top left. He's going to take out those drones that were trying to hide.
Nice. Doc trying to take the 12 o'clock position. And this is kind of a desperation mode for him. Terran has so many tanks, and he looks like he's unsieging them. He's going to be moving them out. Most likely he's got about 6 tanks out. Maybe only attacking forward with 2 or 3. But with the science vessels, I think this is going to be the end of Doc. His standing army just isn't good enough. He doesn't have enough income. He's got 2 defilers.
Yeah.
But
obviously the defilers can do some work, but you've got a vessel. Got a couple vessels out, actually.
I don't know what's researched for them either. Looks like Plague is just halfway done, but I don't know if...
So we actually have a mech switch. You see the barracks floating out.
Okay.
Fox.
And looks like he's got about 6 or so siege tanks just, there we go, wandering around. Now they're going to go. And Fox getting an aggressive position outside the NAD of Doc. With the amount of tanks that are coming out, there's no way Doc can hope to hold this. I'm going to siege on those clumped lurkers. I'm going to be taking those out. Doesn't want to lose the science vessel to the Scourge. There we go. Gets them. And Ling streaming in.
Defense matrix on the tank.
Gets a plague off.
Yeah, and so the key, but the key aspect of it is you want to be efficient with this leftover bio. So he's just using it to sort of support these tanks, and he's just getting these factories up. He'll be up to factories soon, and actually 5th is in production.
Yeah, Doc just bled all his units. I don't think he's super prepared for these games. Not feeling too well. Didn't come in with a ton of a game plan. Got a good harassment off in the beginning, but didn't have enough of a rhythm to really sustain that.
Yeah, it was a heavily aggressive early game play style. Which is you know, it's a best of 3. You need to be able to mix that kind of stuff in.
Okay, gets the Dark Swarm, and with his last remaining Hydras, he's going to try to make that work, but now he can just gun down the Lurkers. Splash. And yeah, I mean, Doc can hold this for a decent amount with Dark Swarm, and just actually got that Science Vessel. That's a nice play.
Another one coming up though.
And hatchery for Zerg. I mean, sorry, the 3rd for Doc. He's not mining at all.
Yeah, and you need that 3rd gas.
Wings coming in.
We've got a decent. It was a good tactical move, but I don't know if there's enough units.
Yeah, decent play there, and we'll get a decent, quite a few of the tanks. But the production for Foxes is pretty insane. He's got so many science vessels parked out in the NAT. Doc's gonna clean this force up, but it's only the tip of the iceberg. Fox gonna be on 4 bases. Scaramanga saying need more bases for tech switch. I don't know if I would agree with that. I think if you go Vulture heavy, 4 bases is plenty. And
well, he has only 3 mining bases. He's
right,
only got 1 gas from there. Yeah, usually you take a bunch of bases once you mix switch, because you've got them contained. So I would have liked to have seen him take like the 6 and maybe like the other mineral already.
Yeah,
because you've got him pinned back with your bio, and you're switching into this other style. So I kind of agree with that, but also no anti-air here, so these science vessels are all gonna go down. So that's kind of a blunder.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that is a true side of the coin. But at this point, though, I don't think
it matters that much. We've got him barely mining off a 3rd base and not a 3rd gas.
But
this is a nice little move though. Obviously there's no anti-air, so he's just taking out tanks with mutas.
He's got
another vessel goes down.
He's got a group of bio over there at his old 3rd dock, and he's losing some of these forces here. But he's got so much mech in the main with Goliaths. Yeah, he could even go for a Doom drop here if he wanted to.
Yeah.
And the SCV is getting transferred. The Nat mined out way quicker than the main because of the.
He needs to change. He needs to change his starport rally though. He's rallying it into the front of Doc Holloway's net, I think. The starport, which if there were any Scourge, you just take that out.
Yeah, Vultures are just going to be so cost effective against Lings, and now it looks like he's moving forward, and he's going to wedge the different bases.
We actually have some Ultras out from Doc at the 3rd base. But they're slow, unarmor upgraded Ultras.
Yeah, Ultras against a mech Terran aren't really.
Well, I'd say they're good. You combine them with Zergling Defiler, sorta. It depends on the Spider Mines, really. Spider Mines can really just mess them up. But they're good against obviously tanks. if you get on top of the tanks. They can take a lot of hits for Zerglings that do a lot of damage.
Yeah, Fox wasn't totally on top of the spider mine placement there. But it looks like he's pushing forward here, getting into the third of Dock, and he's going to be cleaning this up. So I think the game just been kind of a slow downward spiral for Doc. In a TVZ, Zergs can defend for quite a while. And, yep, we'll leave there. Probably GG'd. And, oh, I'm sorry. That wasn't... He didn't leave this game. He left that game he was in, and it popped up as a, notification. He was... There we go. That's why. And Spider-Mine's chewing up the Ling, so it gets the tanks. Nice play.
Yeah, it's just difficult once you get to, you know, because there's so much early aggression, and then, it somewhat hampers the economy.
Ooh, big drop in the Nat, though. Tons of Goliaths getting produced, and no drone pull whatsoever. Just gonna lose so many
Dark
drones.
Swarms it. He just Dark Swarms it.
Yeah, kind of like a Band-Aid, but it's already too late. Lost so many drones. And Goliath just shooting away for shooting's sake. I think the drones are moving out of the Dark Swarm there. But he rules this forest, but he's scarcely mining. He's a little bit of a bank, but it looks like Fox is getting his fifth. So yeah, Fox just whittling Doc down. Not much to say here. Looks like another drop in the main. Gonna be
the 4 Goliath drop. That's more of a TVT thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Goliaths obviously are not the greatest anti-ground, but when you're dealing with little streams of Zerglings, you just eat them up.
GG from Doc there. Well played. Hope he feels better if you're watching this, Doc. Hope you're doing better with your foot. Or I don't know if it's broken or something happened.
He's probably not happy about us reminding him.
That's true. Well, it was a well wishes, so you know. Can't make it worse, right?
Okay, and now Tau.
Worst map in the history of Brood War. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought I started it without you, but there we go.
Nope.
Ugh.
Nah, Tau's had classic games. It's not my cup of tea, but
Yeah, I think Flash J-Dung had some really good matches on.
Oh, of course.
Those two come to mind, of course, because they're two of the greatest StarCraft players of all time. But for our last series in this CPL cast, in the top corner of Tau, we've got the Blue Terran Fox.
And in the bottom right, we've got our Teal Zerg, Doc Holiday. And our Blue Terran Fox is 1-0 up after the first game on Circuit Breakers. Now we're on Tau, as we've said before, 3-player map. Top right, top left, bottom right spawns. As far as playstyles, I think we'll get pretty standard, probably standard macro play. Although we could get something, always if you get beaten in a macro game, sometimes you'll respond with a cheese of some sort. Or if you take a lead, then you can be like, hey, I've got a game to mess around with. And you can do some sort of different build. So, we'll have to see.
Yeah, I expect Doc to be aggressive with the Lings again. That is kind of his preferred playstyle. And oh, looks like I was on the wrong overlay. Sorry about that, everybody. Doc, I think he is watching this. Gave me a little reminder there. Thank you. And yeah, so what do you think about Talcross and the balance of a TVZ?
I think. Okay, so obviously, there's no elevated third base. So that can make it interesting for taking the third base for the Zerg. But there are these chokes. Like if you take the main of this, then you have this. If you're taking the main of the top left, like it looks like Doc is gonna do, or no, he's scouting. If you're taking the main, then you use that choke for your lurkers, as opposed to down a ramp on a standard map. So a little more difficult. A little more difficult. And there's not a ton of bases on the map, so it should be interesting. Any sort of third base that the Terran takes is pretty far out.
Yeah, I think on a TVZ for Tau, I think Zergs are pretty comfortable. Third is, like you said, harder to take for Terran than on some other maps, and it's pretty open too. This map's a pretty open map, so Zergs can get some really good surrounds, and if they use the map well. But it looks like we see Fox going for a early FAC, and
yeah, we do.
Doc might scout this with a drone. If he pulls away, he's going to scout this. So this could be a 1-1-1. This also could just be some earlier vultures. Losing the scouting drone there. And it looks like it will be a vulture. And we'll see if we see a starport here anytime soon.
We've got a creep colony already coming up. Reaction.
So that was a really nice scout for Doc. That's important. If a vulture gets in, you don't see it, you can lose an insane number of drones to 1 or 2 vultures. It looks like he's getting a machine shop, which is interesting. Maybe going for that older fantasy style of TVZ. And yeah, just going for a straight up mech. Not sure. Yeah.
Fox microing his vulture against couples.
Yeah, so 1 sunken will be enough to push this back.
Yep. And we've got 3 hatch play from Doc. Zergling speed about 30, almost 50, 40% down. Coming up on 50. Yeah, Spider Mine's coming up. Second factory. So it's not a 1-1-1.
Yeah, 1-1-1. I've seen it. It's kind of gotten a boost in popularity recently, but I haven't seen a Terran in a while just go for that straight, mech style double fac, and getting spider mines first. Of course, vultures are really good in the early game, and especially against a player like Doc who likes to use his lings. He's already got a ton of lings out, and if there's a couple vultures and he hits some big spider mines, that could be a major lead for Fox early on. Looks like Fox's vultures are out there, and they do see the stream of Zerglings. What will the reaction be? He's moving up.
Yeah, obviously we've got the massive. Gonna have to.
Oops, sorry, you cut out there.
The barracks is lifted. They can just run straight in. Ooh, we do have 1 spider mine. Oh,
decent connection, not the
yeah,
best.
good connection. Good connection, but not like you said. And they take out the SCV's building, both the armory and the academy. A lot of damage being done here.
Yeah, I think a couple spider mines in the front could have prevented this, and now he's losing. SCV's drilling okay. He's not losing a ton, but still lost a few.
Yeah, I'd say he lost more SCVs last game to the Zergling backstab. So, what sort of tech do we have? We don't have a lair coming up yet. From Doc.
We got some more lings slipping in here, and the vultures. I think
Ooh, we've got like 9 drones sitting at the net. Okay, they just started mining.
more lings slipping in.
No, wait. Look at the natural Doc Holiday. Look at all those drones not mining.
Whoa, looks like a bunch of stop control. And a good drill, though, from the SCVs again. Losing a couple, but not a serious number. I think lost 2 there.
Ooh. There's going to be a lot of SCVs going down here, though.
Wow, yeah. Okay, lost quite a few there. He's been on top of his pulls, though, for the most. I think he's lost pretty close to the minimum he could have lost with this.
Yeah.
And the vulture group is starting to get pretty heavy. I really like to see him just put some well-placed spider mines in the front just to prevent this ling run by from happening. Because now Doc is switching into a Hydra play. He doesn't really have a lot of tech, so he's been producing a ton of ling. It's kind of what happened last game, but doesn't have really a game plan for much later in the game. So I don't know.
And he just got supply blocked.
He's going to lose 2 overlords. He's going to get even more supply blocked. Yeah, that's going to hurt.
Yeah, and we've just got, right now it's just Goliaths coming out. There's not, we're not seeing like Starport come up right now. We're just sort of seeing him building up an army off these 2 facts. Third base about to be taken by Doc, but it's going to be immediately scouted by Fox when he sends these vultures in, and he can probably deny it, even with... I'm not sure if the 4 vultures will... They probably can kill it off.
Yeah, it'll be slow, but there's... I don't know, the walk time is pretty far, and we'll see how quickly Doc reacts. Honestly, though, the Goliath number for Fox is getting pretty high.
He's sending the Hydras up to the top right, I guess, as like a counter. Oh, or yeah, he is.
And
so maybe he's open. But there's as many Goliaths as there are Hydras, and in that sort of situation, they're not that. Oh,
there's a
spider
mine.
mines.
The mine. Will they? Oh, wow. That was a really lucky pathing for Doc.
Do we have some?
Oh, still detonates though, and these Goliaths.
If my opponent had that and I lost the game, I'd be complaining afterwards. I missed those mines.
Yeah, but Goliaths are pretty good until
Hydras.
Yeah.
In equal numbers, Goliaths and Hydras, they're not that far apart. They're pretty similar. It's just that Hydras are much cheaper.
Yeah.
Like, the Goliath is probably a bit better than the Hydra, unit for unit.
The one thing, though, about the Goliaths that does make them hard is that lings are really good against them. So if you get a couple groups of lings out with the Hydras attacking, can really go south pretty quick. Now Doc's still having issues securing the 3rd, but we've got some vultures jumping in here. Might try to lay some mines. Yeah,
it all really comes down. If you can micro the Goliaths like Marines, and then they're good against Zerglings. But if the Zerglings get on top of the Goliaths,
this attack is kind of funneling here. This is not a good angle for Doc at all. He's losing so many before they even take a shot. And the Goliath's just getting down so many. This opening of Talcross is weird to fight in. It's tough for Doc. I think he should just waited until he has more Hydras and make Fox come to him. Because if you get
maybe like a drop type play, get a better engage.
Yeah, for sure. I think that attack was not. I don't think he needed to move out at that time, and I think it may have just costed him the game. But the 3rd, I mean, if the 3rd gets seen, it's going to get shut down. There's tanks out as well.
If we get the tank set up with siege mode, yeah, this is... See, now he doesn't have a choice to engage. He just has to run back and... Yeah, this is real rough. We've got units getting hit, so then they run forward and attack automatically. It's tough.
Yeah, Fox just taking his time. This mech style of play is really interesting. I'd like to see it play out in a lot of more standard games because I just haven't seen it a ton.
We did see a 4 factory Goliath type play on crossing field. I think that was wasn't that? Didn't we
Oh,
cast that?
right. But that was a switch, though. That wasn't. He started out with bio.
Yeah. Well, no, it was he opened with a regular like barracks, but then he went immediately into a I guess sort of.
Yeah. Oh,
It wasn't
you're right,
it
though.
wasn't a pure factory play,
Yeah,
but it was another Goliath based play.
that's true. I forgot about that. You're right.
Yeah.
Well, Doc will lose the series. 0-2. Tough games for him. Fox, he's a pretty. I think he's a upper tier B team player for sure.
Yeah, he looked good to me. He had pretty solid I really like to see the variation between the play styles is sort of the sign of a player that knows what he's doing. Uh able to play with that mech style on Tau Cross and able to open with standard play. Standard like a 3 I think it was like a 3 racks into factory into science vessel and then mech switch. So obviously he does like his mech units, but use that to his advantage.
Yeah, he had a good crisis management too, especially this game. Um, you know, lost a few SCVs here and there, but he really made it pretty much even footing for how much Doc was investing. And I think that's one of the big lines between A team and B team is how do you handle those crises in your mineral line? How many workers do you lose to that? So who knows? Maybe we'll see Fox progress up eventually to the A team, and I've seen Doc play better than this. I think this was an off week for him, but yeah. I think Doc, the main thing is he just doesn't play a lot of the late mid-game styles. He just tries to get ahead through aggression, which is a valid style, but if it doesn't work out at a certain point, the game is just kind of a downward spiral.
Yeah, you put yourself into an awkward position if you don't get the advantage with aggressive early play. But if what you're doing does what you want it to, you can just straight up win the game early. You can you can cripple your opponent in the early game. So it's like the double-sided sword. Like you can't both. If you cripple them in the early game, or if you just straight up kill them off, you have to take the risk to do it. No risk, no reward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. Which I think is something like, for me personally, which I know this is not fun for a lot of people, but I've just really been trying to not just play as standard as possible and improve on that slowly.
Not play what?
I said to play as standard as possible.
Okay.
And just make that work. Because I think I think playing aggressive, you have to know how to play standard as well. To progress. Yeah. Which I know for a lot of people, playing aggressive, playing cheesy more is funner to them, or more fun. But for me, I enjoy progressing more, and I think for most people, B teamers, the best way to do that is just to play standard.
Yeah, because once you understand the standard play, then you understand why certain other strategies are good, why they're good to mix in, and just having the standard repertoire of builds that you can just generally use in most situations allows you to be in the long run more unpredictable. Because if you never play standard, then your aggressive play styles or your really greedy play styles people will say, oh, he's a real aggressive player. If you never play standard, so you have to mix everything in.
It's true. Yeah, for sure.
Like the best, obviously, we're not trying to become like the pros or anything, but you see the pros, if they're playing like a 5-game series, they're gonna mix in a couple of cheeses, but 90% of the time they're practicing, they're playing standard. They don't cheese each other in practice or whatever.
Yeah, and I think it's another line too. Like, playing standard doesn't mean you can't be aggressive. Like, there are standard aggressive builds. that you can learn.
A gateway expand in a PvZ
Yeah,
is
definitely.
aggressive and it's standard.
Hmm. And then, or even,
A 2-Rex academy.
or a really like for instance PvZ, the gate first, you're right. Or if you're going Forge first, going for that really strong 7-minute Zeld push, I think you'd be surprised. A lot of Zergs die to that if it's a really strong, 7-10 minute Zeld push out and your micro's decent. That's it can put the hurt on a Zerg and can then you have the pace of the game now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's a ton of different strats that you can learn. They're standard and aggressive as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, playing standard doesn't mean that you're not aggressive.
All right. Well, thanks everybody who tuned in. Looks like we still got some viewers. And I think Doc was watching.